Hey, my TikTokers, this your DC Momar. Hey, yo, I'm not sure if everybody knows this. I'm sure if you're on TikTok, you may know this, but Mississippi has passed a law that they're going to have two judicial systems, one for whites, one for blacks. Black officers will, since they signed the bill, black officers will not be allowed to arrest white people. Hey, yo, if it's good for Mississippi, what makes you think it's not good for DC, Maryland, Georgia, Kentucky, Texas? When I hear things like this about Mississippi, I automatically think of the Jim Crow. No, I was not alive when Jim Crow was, that law was put into place, but it feels like that all over again. So while we worried about them broke ass passport bros, I'm just saying, if it's good for Mississippi, what makes you think that it won't trickle down to other cities and states? Are you telling me that a black police officer can no longer arrest white people? Hey, yo, fuck these passport bros. If it's good for Mississippi, what makes you think that shit won't trickle down to us? I'm just saying. I don't think a lot of people knew or people know. And I seen a gentleman, he lives in Mississippi, born and raised in Mississippi. And he said a lot of people keep asking why the Mississippian people are not speaking out or not saying anything. And he said it for me, and I felt it in my heart. This man said, when you've been beaten down and broken every day of your life, you tend not to want to speak out. And so Mississippians, now I see why you don't protest. Now I see why you rarely hear about Mississippi on the news, or they go into the Mississippi and do their little interviews and stuff. You rarely see interviews in Mississippi, because they know when your first name is nigga in Mississippi, when that's just how it is. When your first name is nigga in Mississippi and you've been beaten down and broken for years, I see why they won't stand up and fight. And then I always say, why don't they leave? That's just like people telling me to get out of DC because DC is so bad. This is my hometown. This is where I was born and raised. No other place in the world is like DC. So how could we tell them to move out of Mississippi? Lord, if Civil War is not coming. You see how prejudiced and how racist the government is, but they still allow shit like this to happen. Two judicial systems. I thought it was only one. Why should white people get a different court and blacks get another one, so y'all can treat us the worst like you have been? Like, yo.